Hello everybody, so it's time for another monthly raffle. If you haven't seen any of these videos before, basically if you create captions for my videos, if you go in and you create a translation or an English caption to any of my videos and you click the little box that says to give you credit for it in the description, then I will take your name, put it in a little bin, and draw your name, and if you get pulled from this little bin, then you get a prize. It's been amazing, guys, the amount of help that I've been getting for this, so thank you if you have made captions. I wish I can give everybody a free gift for this, but you know, don't have that big of a channel, unfortunately, but it does actually help me out a lot. And by the way, I've taken every single person who has done a translation or a caption, I've printed out their name on a piece of paper using Notepad, by the way, like MS Notepad, and printed it out and then hand cut them into little strips. So this is a lot more fun than if you're going to like use an electronic generating, like I don't know what you'd call it, an electronic randomizer to get there. That's the good word. An electronic randomizer to get somebody's name. This is a lot more fun. So let's do it. Suspense. Not gonna look. Okay, got one. This one. Oh hey, this is an interesting one. We've got Skipple Me Too for doing a French translation of the Mexican Pitaya episode. So Skipple Me Too. Oh, Skipple Me Too. Please leave me a comment below and say it's me, I won, and I will contact you and we can work out how to get you a prize. And what you can get are one of three things. You can get yourself a Mandrake Root t-shirt, either in men's, women's, you can get a, I'm wearing it, let me just put this down for a second. You can get one of these Durian Anatomy shirts. That one comes either as men's, women's tank tops, youth sizes, or I even have tote bags now. So if you want a tote bag to carry all your durians in, you can get yourself a tote bag as well. Skipple Me Too, thank you so much. Thanks for doing a translation of one of my videos. There's a lot of captions out there, and there's not a whole lot of translation, so it's cool to have like a French translation out there in the world for my French-speaking audience. I'm sure there's got to be a few of you out there. So while I'm here, let's do a little channel update. So if you've been watching my videos for the past like few weeks, you probably have noticed that I've been posting a lot of videos on things that were sent to me by Miami Fruit. I'm going to keep doing that. We've gotten probably like 5 or 6 boxes full of crazy fruit from them, so I'm really excited to have this little partnership thing of sorts, and there's going to be plenty more coming up. And I want to like mix it up a little bit so it's not just like Miami Fruit stuff like the whole time, so to keep a little variation. Those are just going to be posted on Wednesdays. I think it's Wednesdays. It's either Wednesdays or Sundays. I get a little confused because I post like one video prior on Patreon. So on Patreon, if you're a Patreon supporter, I think you see it on Sunday. And if you are not, if you're just watching it on YouTube, then you'll see it on Wednesday. And on Sunday, if you're watching on YouTube, then you're going to be seeing videos on things people have sent to me in the mail. I'm going to try to get those out because people were very kind enough to send me these things, and I want to put these out with priority, you know, just so you're not, you know, waiting forever for me to review something that you were nice enough to send me. So those things are usually things that were foraged. You know, forage stuff is very difficult for me to find because you gotta live in a certain area and like know where this stuff is. So ironically, the fruit that is most difficult for me to find are fruits that are growing in my own country a lot of times. So this is a way for me to get into some of those native plants. which are very interesting. Besides that, also things that are a little bit more like designer fruit that you gotta grow yourself, like strange variants on certain fruits. So that's another one I'll be reviewing in the future, stuff that you gotta grow yourself if you want to get it, because it's like very specific varieties and stuff like that. So thank you to anybody who has sent me stuff in the mail. If anyone else wants to send me something, I'm always happy to receive fruit in the mail. It's a good way to it makes it so much easier for me to manage to document all these fruits if someone else is finding it for me, because sometimes I'm only one person, so it can be kind of difficult sometimes. So thank you so much if you have sent me something. Other than that, I will be doing a few more of those amazing plants videos. I think the next one I'm going to be putting out will be actually from my trip to Africa. So my Africa videos are going to be coming up in the future, because I'm going to do all the North America stuff first. I've got a few months worth of North America stuff, and then we're going to go into Madagascar, I believe. But you might see a few of the Africa videos before that happens. So I'll be posting those in the form of amazing plant videos instead of fruit hunting videos. So the next one I think is going to be from Africa. And finally, my next trip, I just booked it yesterday, is actually next week. I'm going to be going to Jamaica. And I am doing this because on Patreon I had a milestone where if I reached a certain amount of funding, I would go on a trip to the Caribbean. And I hit this a long time ago and made plans to go to Jamaica, but then Jamaica was like on fire. There's like a state of emergency and there's all sorts of crazy stuff, and people didn't want me to go because it wasn't super safe for tourism at that moment. But now it seems like things are a little bit calmer there. I'm not going to any areas that are going to be like super dangerous either, so I think now is probably a good time to go. So I'll be going next week, which I'm excited about. The main thing I'm looking for while I'm there is the ackee fruit, because that does grow in the US. People have brought it here, and it grows, I think, in Florida. Some people are growing it. So I could theoretically just go to Florida and find it, but I want to see a little bit more about like how it is used in Jamaica, because in Jamaica the ackee is like so integral to their culture and their cuisine that I would rather go there and kind of like do more of a deep dive into the ackee. That's the big one that I want to find, but there are a bunch of other fruits that are in Jamaica that I think would be interesting. If you live in Jamaica, or you've been to Jamaica a lot, if you know a lot about Jamaican fruit, do let me know in the comments if there is something that I should be looking for, or if you have any suggestions on places to go. I booked this trip kind of last minute, so I'm not so super prepared. I've got a few areas that I know I want to hit, but I am still in the planning phase, so hopefully by the end of this week I'll have like a solid itinerary of places to go. So that's exciting. Jamaica is on the way. Future trips that I'm going to be doing, I think after that I'm considering going to Estonia and Finland for the summer. Not entirely sure if that's going to happen, but I'm planning on it. And over the winter of next winter, I'm planning on going to, well, I'm not too sure, either Brazil or Australia. I want to go to like one of the, like a pretty like heavy-hitting kind of area, like somewhere that has a lot of fruit, but is a region that I haven't explored that much. So that's going to be a pretty big trip. It'll probably be like a month of traveling around. And I also, speaking of Patreon goals, I also hit the goal a while back, a few months ago, to go to Hawaii, which I still am going to do, but that's probably going to be next winter as well, just because this Africa trip ended up being very expensive. Africa was surprisingly expensive to get around, so because of that, I'm going to Jamaica, which ended up being like a little bit of a cheaper trip for me. Hawaii, even though it is in my country, it is further away from where I live in New York City, and the plane fares are more money, and hotels are more money, and everything like that. So I think Hawaii is going to be next winter. So I think that's about it. A lot of fun things on the way, some good trips coming up, one next week. Oh my god, I gotta start planning. Oh yeah, and if you want to be involved in next month's raffle, I'm going to be doing another one, so just go ahead and go into any video that you see that does not have captions and create captions for that. In past videos, I've given a little bit more information about how to do that, so I'll post a link in the description below to the last video I did where I talked about how to do that if you don't know how. And anyone who is still in this little bin, your name will remain in this bin, so even if I don't have any translations or captions made, there's still going to be a raffle out of who's in here. But if you do want to create captions, it does help me out a lot. So I think that's about it. I will see you next time.